Welcome back to Northside LDN. Listen, let me start off with an apology. I'm in Spain right now, guys. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm in Valencia. There is a time difference of an hour, and I did not realize that the StreamYard is still sticking to, well, clearly still sticking to the UK time. So listen, massive apology to everyone that's been waiting for this video, waiting in the background. I apologize. I'm new to this YouTube thing. I've only been doing it for less than a year, and I didn't understand. It was a genuine mistake. So listen, my apology. I hold up my hands. I apologize to all you guys that are waiting on the content and thought that I just weren't showing up. So yeah, there's an hour difference between Spain and England, kind of like Portugal and England. And I thought StreamYard would adjust to the country that I'm in, setting up the live stream. So first of all, let me say a massive apology, guys. I am trying to keep consistent, even though I've been extremely busy because I came out to Valencia for a wedding. I'm now here with some friends that I haven't seen for a long time since COVID. And I am trying to keep content up, but yeah, it's a genuine mistake. Brandon, sorry, mate. You're there waiting almost 40 minutes. I apologize to everyone. Northside's in the mud. Massive apology to everyone, yeah? I always stream in England on my laptop. This is the first time me doing it abroad. I'm in the mud. Brandon, how you doing, bro? Apologies again.
My guy thinks he's the Portuguese James Corden, the Late Show. You know? No, it's brilliant. Listen, it's hilarious. Still no sign of Fuad though. Fuad's done a runner. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on with my guy, to be honest with you. We're supposed to be doing an end of season review, which this was supposed to be, but he keeps telling me he's busy. Well, this is what happens when your predictions don't come true and you're in the mud. You start running. Listen, people like me and you, we put our chest out, we come on here, we say how we feel, and we put our neck on the line even when we're in the mud, apparently. Yeah, I mean, let's see if Fuad shows, if he doesn't. Brandon, I want to get your opinion so far on our transfer business, because for me, if I wasn't on holiday, I'd be absolutely fuming. We're ifing and butting about Tielemans when he's got less than a year on his contract. Skamaka, we're messing around on, not going in with a serious bid to get him from Sassuolo, not Juventus, but Sassuolo. And everything's just all over the place. It looks like we're going for Hickey, then we're not going for Hickey. You know what I mean? Bellerin looks like he's trying to force a move away, but now we want money for him. But yet we're more than happy to let Lacazette leave on a free. And Ketia looks like he's going to get a new deal. It's all over the place, bro. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is, bro. Tielemans, I think that will get done. I mean, to be honest with you, the transfer window's not open yet, so it's impossible for any club to really do that much business. I think we're trying to keep our cards close to our chest because Arsenal tend to do the typical thing where we will probably end up not getting the required amount of players or required quality of players that we need, because that's just Arsenal. So I think the Tielemans deal will get done because it's an easy one to get done. He's got a year left on his contract. I think he would probably want to come to Arsenal. The one that's really worrying me, and I don't know if you've seen it because, like you say, you've been out in Spain. The one that's really worrying me at the moment is Gabriel Jesus. And apparently, we're willing to double his wages to convince him to join Arsenal, which will therefore put him on £200,000 per week. Mm-hmm. Not massive amount, but I look at it in a different light to everybody else. And I tried to explain this on Egal's stream earlier on today. But you know, Arsenal fans are like Northside. They're so dumb, so fickle, so stupid that they cannot grasp what I'm trying to say. So I'll explain it here and see if you agree with me. Gabriel Jesus is on £100,000 per week at Manchester City. If you go and check his stats since he's been in the Premier League, and when I say stats, I mean games played, goals scored, assists created, and compare that to Lacazette, they are pretty much identical, the pair of them, right? Honestly, they're pretty much identical, right? So for me, we're going to go and slap £50 million in Manchester City's hands and take Gabriel Jesus from him. Give him 200 grand a week and double his wages.
Mm-hmm.
And we've effectively replaced Lacazette with Lacazette when you go by the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying Gabriel Jesus is a bad player. But what I am saying is you have to question his motives for coming to Arsenal.
Yeah.
If we're having to double his wages in order for him to sign, that is never a good sign. And the reason being is because, look, make him the main man. Tell him, yeah, you're going to be the main striker in this team. Okay, we can't offer you Champions League football, so what we'll do is we'll give you an extra 20.
Give me 1 minute.
No worries.
We'll give you an extra 20, 30 grand per week on top of your wages to make up for that as an incentive to come and join us. But to double his wages, that to me leaves question marks as to whether he's joining Arsenal because he wants to join Arsenal or whether it's for the money. And we've seen it time and time again. Like Lacazette. Lacazette came to Arsenal because we was the only club interested in him other than Atletico Madrid, who had a transfer ban at the time. Again, we offered him 200 grand a week, and look at where it's got us. The guy never even scored 20 goals in a season. Then you had Aubameyang. Again, we was the only club in for him at the time. We offered him 250 grand a week. He scored loads of goals. Then we went and pretty much fucking, give him another 100 grand on top of that. Where is he now? Do you know what I mean? Again, when you make these moves where you're offering stupid amounts of money to average players, and let's take Aubameyang out of that because Aubameyang was a brilliant goal scorer. He wasn't an average player. But when you're offering stupid amounts of money to players, they're joining the football club for the wrong reasons. Yeah. And I look at it this way: even if we was to get Gabriel Jesus, we'd still need another striker to go alongside that because Jesus isn't clinical enough. He doesn't score enough goals. So I don't know. It's a weird one for me. Arsenal being Arsenal once again, aren't they?
I think Jesus is a six striker. I think he just needs opportunity. I think it would be amazing for you guys, but I'll take him as a backup to Kane. You get what I'm saying? So we're talking levels here at the moment. Yeah.
Have you checked the stats?
Gabriel Jesus is a good player. He just needs the right team. I think the way Man City play, they don't play to his strengths. That's not his fault. Do you know what I mean?
Because I've just said to Northside, I had a look at the stats earlier, right?
Yeah.
When you compare Gabriel Jesus' time in the Premier League and Lacazette's, and you look at games played, goals scored, assists created, they're pretty much identical. The pair of them are pretty much identical. So we're effectively replacing Gabriel Lacazette with Lacazette.
Yeah, but I disagree. I think sometimes, I don't want to say stats is overrated. I think there's a place for stats and I think there's a place for just football in general. I think the stats game, I'm looking at players that Spurs want to buy and they keep giving us all these bloody stats. And I know it works for Brentford, but you just got to look at the way Arsenal play. And Jesus will do a better job than Lacazette. You can see that he can handle the Prem. He's proven it time and time again. But he needs to be the main man. And he wasn't the main man at City. And I think even Kane, as much as people go on about Kane would do a good job at City, the thing is he could go to City and struggle. There's no guarantee that Eric Haaland is actually going to do anything. Because I'm looking at how Dortmund play, very direct, straight into Haaland. When you've got Bernardo Silva, Sterling, all De Bruyne, these men are not. You're not the main guy in this team. We give you the ball if we want to give you the ball, but we don't have to. And I think that's what we've also got to understand. There's levels to this. I think Jesus would do a great job.
What's Deji? What's Harry Kane on? Money wise per week,
220 a week.
220 a week,
and he's our top earner. Unlike Arsenal,
this is what I'm saying. We're talking about giving We're talking about giving Gabriel Jesus 200 grand a week.
Yeah, but you guys paid Ozil 350 to sit on the bench.
Yes,
You know?
But this is the that is the problem. Listen, for everyone that's just tuned in now, I apologize to absolutely everyone. I'm running on no sleep. Man, literally went out yesterday. I'm in Spain. I drove from Valencia to Barcelona. Now I drove 3 hours with no sleep. I apologize. Set up the stream. Didn't realize. I thought the time difference. I thought it would shift because I'm now streaming abroad. First time ever doing any content abroad. So yeah, big L from me. So yeah, you can put everyone in the chat. Put Northside in the mud. That's cool. That's calm. You made a very good point, DJ. And thank you for coming on today. Even with my lateness. The thing is, I don't want my club going down the route of we have to convince players to come to Arsenal by giving them astronomical wages. Because when you give players astronomical wages, what have they? What's the incentive to get better? Do you get what I'm saying? When you have all the money in the world, why do you need to do any better? The current club, like Ozil, was already offering you something, a wage packet that no other club will ever offer you because you're not worth that. And we had this problem with a lot of deadwood at Arsenal. This is the reason why Man United and Arsenal had so much deadwood on their books and they couldn't shift it. Phil Jones couldn't be shifted by Man United. We couldn't shift Holding. We couldn't shift Chambers. We couldn't shift Kolasinac. We had to resort to people like Willian and Kolasinac terminating their contract to walk out because nobody would pay even 10 million because the wages were astronomical. I don't want to give the incentive of come here and we'll offer you big money. Then when you look at an example of Man United where they throw money at players, a lot of them mercenaries, a lot of them are not playing for the badge, a lot of them are making it seem like it was Louis van Gaal's fault, it was Mourinho's fault. It's everyone else's fault for us to come full circle to realize actually these players are mercenaries as well. Not only are they not good enough, there's a difference in not being good enough, but you should have work rate, you should have determination. You know what I mean? You should have some pride in the way you play football. But when you're there on 3-4 times the wage that you actually even deserve, what's the incentive? I don't want us to go to I want players here, even if this is what I prefer, yeah. If we can go to somebody like Ivan Toney, and let's say he's more determined to come to Arsenal, and we say, listen, you're not going to be as much as Gabriel Jesus, but you're going to be playing for Arsenal, so step up. This is the wage packet, and if you do better, there's incentives, and your wage will go up. Yeah, because we will value you, but it's on performance. You have to earn that wage. I'd rather go and make a move like that than going for Jesus and say, listen, do you want to come? Nah, I got other options. Okay, cool. You know what? We'll give you 300,000 a week. And then my guy's only coming for the money. Bro, it never works well for the club. I'm not convinced, bro.
No, Northside, and you know what? That's one of the reasons why, as a Spurs fan, it was a pleasure to accept the invitation to come on your show because you speak sense. I think there's levels to this, and I think Arsenal and Arsenal fans need to just take a deep breath and say, you know what? Maybe we're not the same team we used to be, 10, 15 years ago, and maybe we almost need to start. Maybe take a step back to go 2 steps forward. And, Ivan Toney is a good shout for me. The thing that I think has happened of recent is that Arsenal has become a little bit of a cash cow. If I was playing football, I would love to play for Arsenal because I know, even at my basic level, I'm hitting 250, 300 grand a week. Do you know what I'm saying? You're paying money for players that at Spurs, we could only dream of. And the thing what I find quite weird about Arsenal and the way that it's run, you guys have such a loyal fan base that you've got the money. Clearly, you've got the money because you're paying these crazy wages. And then rather than buying a whole load of good players, you're trying to get this superstar. You did it with Pepe. Do you know what I mean? Why didn't you go for Zaha? Do you know what I mean? That made the most sense, but you went for Pepe instead. You did it with Aubameyang. You quickly escalated my man's P's to 300 grand. So the first thing he did with his money was paint his Ferrari gold. There was. So I think there's something, and I think if Arsenal take the kind of approach that you suggested, don't go too ham, don't go too high, but get some good players in and around the league, because there are some, I think Arsenal could be back to being a force. But when you're going to go offer, like you said, 350, 300 for Jesus, it might work, it might not. It's quite risky. And I feel like the last few years, Arsenal have taken a lot of risk. It's almost a bit like Russian roulette. Is it going to be red? Is it going to be black? And so far, it's just been falling on black so far with Arsenal. So yeah, I think
you just said that any player would love to play for Arsenal, of course. We went from cussing Giroud saying that he's dead food, yeah, that he's not good enough at this club. When you look at his stats, it's levels above Lacazette. Lacazette is the exact same type of striker. Back to goal, linking play with the wingers and the fullbacks and whoever's attacking with the midfield, yeah. But what did these fan base actually do? Instead of calling him out and say, actually, Lacazette, for the money we paid for you, you actually haven't been a good servant to the club. What did they say? Oh, but he's got work rate. Why are you justifying him not being good enough? And that is the level at Arsenal, bro. There's never we don't make the players, nor the club, nor the management, nor the manager accountable. Do you know what I'm saying? The club comes out and says we're ahead of schedule. How are we ahead of schedule if we ain't won the Premier League for 19 years? The process doesn't start when Arteta's come in. The process starts from the last time you won the league.
Just to add to that as well, Gabriel Jesus, right? If we're going to pay top dollar in terms of wages for Gabriel Jesus, he's not going to get us to the pinnacle. This is the thing. The pinnacle is winning the Premier League again, winning big trophies again, right? Gabriel Jesus has already proved he's not that man who's gonna take us to that. Because at the end of the day, if he was that man, he'd be Man City's main striker. But he's not good enough to be Man City's main striker. So what makes you think he's going to be, out good enough for us in the long term? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can do is I'm just thinking about to other Arsenal channels that I've been on over the season who I've clashed with. And I talked about the Invincibles. And one guy shut me down. Why are you harping about the Invincibles? And the point I was trying to make to him then was, when you look at that Invincible squad with Perez and Vieira, you're looking at Henry, you're looking at these players and you're thinking, shit, it's going to be a long day. It's really going to be long because all these men are playing. And you're looking at that Arsenal team. I knew that we were going to pit you guys to fourth. And I knew we were going to win that North London derby because I was just looking at the players. Just look at the players. I had people arguing with me about El Nene. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I mean, El Nene would do well to get in Brighton's midfield, let alone Arsenal. And so I've seen Arsenal fans over the course of the season start to justify mediocrity because they've won the Community Shield. And I just couldn't believe what I was saying. And that's why, even on this trophy thing, I'm one of the few Spurs fans that say, don't hype the trophy. I'm not interested in the League Cup. I'm not interested in the FA Cup. For me, there's only 2 cups in football that we should be going for: Champions League, Premier League. Because us trying to get FA Cup football is the reason why we went down the Mourinho route and had to bloody start again. That we just wasted years. So with Arsenal, I would like, it is sad. Back in the day, Arsenal used to see Aston Villa on the team sheet. You used to even bloody see Liverpool on the team sheet. And I could see the faces of these Arsenal fans. That's 3 points. Now you lot are seeing Brighton and you're shitting yourself. I mean, that is the levels. Aston Villa is a big game. Aston Villa is a big game right now. Do you know what I'm saying? The only guaranteed 3 points for Arsenal this season was bloody Watford. You know what I'm saying? Every other game was a battle. Crystal Palace wasn't a surprise. Was not a surprise. I don't know. I was the only one who predicted on the show, live and direct, that Arsenal would lose those 3 games. The Crystal Palace, Brighton, Southampton. Because I just looked at your team. Said, you can't outplay these guys. No, you're going to get banged. And then that's how I kind of went viral. The only person who could pump his chest and say that. So for me, Arsenal, you got a major rebuild. It's not 1 or 2 players this coming season. You got to sort out your back line, the midfield. You got to sort that shit out. And then,
but how did your manager do it in a couple of months? And this is what I said. When me and I know Brandon said it as well. We got slaughtered. Every Arsenal fan that came out and said, "Why did we get Antonio Conte?" Do you know what these super fans are banking on? That Daniel Levy will do what he done to Poch and he done to Mourinho and not fully back him. Why are we having to trust on the failure of your club for us to be even looking like we've done a half decent job in putting Mikel Arteta in charge? How can your manager come in, not have all his players, which is always the argument for Arteta, he needs all his players. He gets 2 players in, on a shoestring budget. You paid money that we could have easily paid for. It's not like you paid astronomical money for them. He scouted those players, got that team playing a style of football that gets the best out of them and pips us to the top 4. Yet this manager's had 2.5 years, He had 150 mil spent. Altogether, he spent he spent a quarter of a billion plus the rest he's going to spend now, and he's getting outdone with a manager that's only been in the job less than a year. It's an embarrassment because the most important signing of a club is a manager. It is a manager. That is the most important signing. If you get that wrong, it doesn't matter. And this is why I said to people, the reason Man United lost to against Unai Emery's Villarreal is not because of quality of player. It's because of lack of quality in management.
Yeah.
That is why. And every time you don't have a top manager, this is what you're going to come up short. It is not good enough. Why are we still pipping our hopes on youth? Why, bro? Like they justified it. This is the last thing I'll say, and I'll let you go. Because I know I ran on. I know how I am. The last thing I'm going to say, yeah, in January, the justification that Edu and Mikel came out is, oh, we have to move the summer window plan into January to see if we can make some signings, yeah? I didn't think that's good enough because you're making yourself having to buy 7 or 8 players in the summer when everyone's looking to strengthen their team. But whatever. Apparently, you can't do business in January, but Newcastle managed to do it, and they're in a relegation space. Anyway, we didn't do it. So why now are we looking at Aston Villa? We're looking at Spurs doing business before we are. When back in January, we already had a plan for the summer. Why are we already not feeling out these players? This seems to me like Vlahovic 2.0. Chasing a bunch of players the whole transfer window that are using us as a pawn to get a bigger deal somewhere else and waiting if a Juventus or a Barcelona will come in for them and say, oh, well, you better sign him up quick because Arsenal are looking for them. We're getting used as a stepping stone or to get a better deal for somebody else. If you got a plan, why am I not seeing this plan take action? Why can we not see what striker we're in for? Why is it Scamacca? Then it's flipping Calvert-Lewin. What direction are we going? Because you guys told us that you had a direction. Why am I not seeing signings getting over the line? Why are Spurs, the irrelevant team that have an irrelevant manager, that are dead, that we don't care about? Why are you guys being more proactive when we've got the best young coach apparently in world football? We've got the best sporting director in Edu, flipping doing wheelies and flipping going on jet ski rides. What's going on?
I can't believe I'm about to say this because I'm a Spurs fan. So part of me is kind of enjoying what's happening to Arsenal. But I will be honest, from the outside, look like self-sabotage because I'm so grateful that we have Daniel Levy when we look across the road at what's going on at Arsenal. Because for me, if that was happening at Spurs, it's almost as if they want Arsenal to flop. Because that is the only other reason why you would manage. Because we're talking about Arsenal, who got the financial power to buy a player at 80 mil, 90 mil, if you wanted to, and you're not doing it. You can pay wages of 300 grand. We at Spurs, we can't do that. We can't buy a player 80, 90 mil. We're not going to pay 300 grand a week for any player. It just doesn't matter. But you can see that there is a genuine desire to improve. And that's why we pushed the boat out with Antonio Conte. 20 mil he's getting paid salary. And I'm not going to lie, I was one of the ones who doubted him at first, but he's proved himself. And the difference between Arteta and Conte is very similar to Poch. It's not really that they're managers, they're coaches, yeah? And the ability of a coach is this. Can you make average players decent? That's what Poch did. Poch overachieved. When we got to that Champions League final, when you look at that Tottenham team, no way in hell should we have been in that Champions League. When you look at the current Tottenham team, how am I getting excited over I call Justin Timberlake, Matt Doherty, and Ben Davis? If you got Ben Davis and Doherty starting in your starting 11, that is a disaster. That's a disaster movie with Bruce Willis. You know the ones. But he's managed to take these average players and squeeze every bit of quality out of them. And that, for me, is the difference between Arteta and Conte. Conte is bleeding these guys dry, whereas Arteta is still fluffy around the edge. I'm going to go with talent. I'm sure, look, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka, they are quality. They are ballers. But I think you can get more. I think another manager can get more out of them. They could be even more effective than what we've seen so far. So I think it looks like self-sabotage. As a Spurs fan, I am grateful that this is happening. But as a neutral, it is sad to see. It's sad to see Arsenal this low.
100% another manager could get more out of them. I think not only just the manager, but one of the main reasons I think we didn't get top 4 is because Bukayo Saka fell off towards the end of the season. I think he didn't put in as many good performances, and I think it was because he was burnt out, because the manager didn't have the faith in Pepe in order to be able to bring him into the team, and he burnt Bukayo Saka out. Bukayo Saka played far too much football. So yeah, I agree 100%. A different manager could get better out of these players, but this manager's like.
But this Arsenal team, let's be real. I'm saying, on one hand, I'm cussing it. You know, when people say Arsenal did well to finish fifth, I think you've also got to accept that you did well with that team to finish fifth. This is like a Mourinho job. When Mourinho finished second with Man United, he said that was one of his greatest achievements. I'm not going to lie. This team, Arteta finishing fifth with them, that's a bloody big achievement, because when I look at your lineup, it is not your starting 11 is not better than Crystal Palace. Let's keep it real. Pound for pound.
Yeah, but at the same time,
well to finish fifth. But as an Arsenal fan, and given your tradition, the style of football, your history, the Invincibles, it's still unacceptable.
But yeah, no. Forget the history and all that lot. Expectations changed throughout the season. We had a massive opportunity of getting the top four this season. Huge opportunity. Tottenham, until Conte came in, Tottenham were dead and buried. Manchester United have been absolutely awful. This is the best opportunity that we was ever going to get in the Champions League in the next however many years. I don't believe we're getting anywhere near top four next season, no matter who we sign, unless we go out and absolutely, you know, spunk about £400 million on some top class players and pay them X amount of money. It ain't happening. I believe that next season, once again, for the third time in 4 years, we will finish 8th. I genuinely believe that, because look, we've got the foundation here now. He's brought in all the young players. Now you've got to sprinkle that extra bit of quality around them, that extra bit of experience as well. So this summer window is the most important transfer window of Arsenal's history in recent times. Because if we get this wrong and we don't get the right players in, then effectively you're going to have to rip it up and start again at some point anyway. Because let's be honest, Arteta, at some point this season, he is getting sacked. Yeah. He's getting sacked. He's not good enough.
Yeah, look, today's date is the 5th of June, 2022. The reason why I'm saying this is it's gone out live, so you can look back on this. I think that Arsenal missed the boat, actually. This was the season, like you rightly said, that you needed to finish fourth. Had you finished fourth, you would have got the players in, and you would have had the cash injection, and that would have started what I would call the renaissance. Arsenal coming back to the good old days. I actually think, I agree with you, I can't see Arsenal finishing above 8th. I think you're going to struggle this season, especially because you've got the Europa League. But also, I don't know if you feel it, because this is not about stats. This is just something in the air. I don't think, because you've missed out on that Champions League players, you just can't get the sort of players you wanted to get before. I think the sort of quality of player that you would have been able to attract had you finished fourth, it goes without saying, it's just not going to happen. And for me, I actually see that this is the beginning of a downward spiral. I don't think Arteta...
I agree 100%. We can't attract the players.
Who's going to pick up that job? What, Sean Dyche? Do you know them ones? Because he's not going to be a top manager.
I agree with you. Just real quick, because I know Fuad's here, but just real quick, yeah, I agree with you as well. I don't think that we can attract the sort of player that we would have been able to attract if we'd finished in Champions League. And that is why we're looking at paying £200,000 per week to Gabriel Jesus, a striker who's all right, but he's not prolific. And this is the thing. And big up Fuad, here's Fuad, look.
This is it. Listen, DG, we will get into Spurs as well, because I want to know what my rivals are doing, because obviously I'm not a Spurs fan. I'm not always watching what Spurs are doing. But right next to me here, he's my boy. But when it comes to football, this is the epitome of why we are in the position where we are, because fans like Fuad don't set the standard high enough. Yeah? Okay, he's gone. He'll be back. But this is the guy you need to be speaking to, because He was telling me we're definitely gonna get top four next season with Arteta. We're gonna win the Champions League. He was telling me, oh, it's a youth project. It's this, it's that. All these excuses, yeah. Now he's in the mud and he's been running, yeah. Quickly before he comes back, actually, let me ask you quickly.
I'm
Hang on,
talking
just
to
real
bro.
quick.
I heard that shit, bro. I got
He
ears,
also-
bro.
Forward,
Hang on,
forward,
your side.
forward.
Just your side, just quick. He also said that if Arteta didn't finish in the top four this season, just gone, then he'd sack him. And now he's gone back on that as well, Deji.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I got dementia. I retracted what I said.
I mean, it's a pleasure. I just wanted to say something. And Fuad, you know, it's nice to meet you. You know, one of the things I try and do is I state something in any of the shows. Can I just give you the definition of a wing and a prayer real quick? So the wing and a prayer. If you do something on a wing and a prayer, you do it hoping that you would succeed. Although you're not prepared enough for it, So basically, a wing and a prayer is you're hoping that these things will happen. But I think if you're looking at that Arsenal squad, there is no way in hell they could have even, I think it was a miracle that they finished fifth, to be honest with you. But definitely, that team could not play in the Champions League. That team is, Fuad, I'm glad you laughed, because that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw your lineup. I just laughed, thinking, how could anyone think that this team is good enough? Do you know what I mean? Unless you operate by a wing and a prayer, hoping deep down.
Before Forward goes,
what it is.
He went on AFTV, DG, and he said that going to you lot's ground and playing you lot is a walk in the park. Forward, what are you saying, my guy?
I did say that.
That's just smoke talk, to be honest.
Tottenham in our rivalries is just our neighbours, isn't it? That's the truth, isn't it? And the thing is, see these guys, these two buffoons up there. Not you, my brother. Not you. The buffoons up there. These two. See, these are the same guys, all right? Arsenal are going to finish 15th. Arsenal back in Europe. Arsenal. We'll stick to your guns then. You know, you guys moaned about us being about where we're going to finish, even though he's proved you guys wrong, because you guys said at the start we're going to finish 12th or 15th. He's finishing the 5th. So for Arteta, anyway, he's overachieved in your eyes. Both of you up there.
Oh, well done. He finished fifth. Still not Champions League, is it? He still didn't win a trophy. He's been here for 2.5 years. Come on, Fuad, man.
They've just given him a contract. They just given him a contract. He ain't going nowhere. More than all you want.
He is. He's
okay, so because he's not going anywhere, then just let them do whatever to our club.
What are you going to achieve out of it? It's like you guys come in and say, oh, he hasn't done nothing. Bro, the Man City guy, the other day I seen you when he was on Saint TV. The guy was telling you what I was trying to tell you. He has come in and done stuff. He's changed the transfer structure. People say, "Oh,
okay, let me get onto that." You just made a point. Just that point. No. Just that point. He got rid of Guendouzi over Lokonga. Yeah, Guendouzi's better. He got rid of Kolasinac and brought in Tavares. Kolasinac ain't good enough, and he's better. Yeah, he got rid of Saliba, who got into the team of the season out there in flipping France. Yeah, while we had Ben White. Yeah, and how good was Ben White? Ben White this season got put on the bench over Rob Holding, and Rob Holding ain't good enough. He's gone with hold on. You were the one justifying to me that Lacazette, he needs his time. Oh, he hasn't had enough game time now that Aubameyang's gone in January, which obviously was the wrong move. Now you're gonna see, Lacazette got benched this season, after January got benched by somebody that came through the youth academy in Nketiah. That's not even good enough. So explain to me how he's made this team stronger with the players that he's brought in.
Regardless, you know what makes me laugh though? You mentioned all their players, and even if wait. This is what I'm saying. Your standards, you and your Shepherd and your buffoons and all that fans is you're with them. This guy will agree with me. Your standards is you want to win the league. So with all their players being back, we still won't win the league. We're still not good enough to your achievement.
Yeah, because if we would have got a proper manager, he wouldn't have invested the money like that. He would have got proven players. And the fact that he went into January transfer window, got 2 players and outpicked this manager just shows you the levels. No, shows you the levels when he brings players into a team. Yeah. Look how much money. No. Look at how he spent money at Chelsea, won them the league. Look how he spent money. Look at how he spent money with Inter, won them the league. Yeah. Your manager's setting us back.
Arteta.
So don't try it for it.
Can I just jump in here as well?
Arteta,
since he's been at Arsenal, Arteta has spent the majority of the money that he's had on the defence. Last season, we conceded more goals and we lost the same amount of games as we did the season before.
But one
So
more game.
for somebody to have received £250 million when he's been here,
Forget about that, Pat.
to have spent the majority of that money on the defence and not improved it, you can't tell me that this guy has spent money well.
No.
That Arsenal defense is dreadful. I mean, the whole team is garbage. The only thing I can say is that I've met two types of Arsenal fans. I've met the ones that have readjusted their mind and are happy to accept the new Arsenal, which is the one that, hey, we finished 5th. That's great. Woo, we did well, guys. There's that Arsenal. And then you've got the other Arsenal fans who quite frankly know that by general standards, it's not good enough. Look, there's been a shift that took place this season. This season marked the 6th season in a row that Spurs finished above Arsenal. So when we talk about North London's red, this and that, truth be told, footballing wise, Tottenham is better than Arsenal in the last 6 years. I mean, I know we got the true gunner here who talks stats. That's a fact. Yeah, there's no point talking about trophies and all that shit. They say the table doesn't lie. And if the table don't lie, then Spurs has been better than Arsenal 6 years and counting. And the gap's only going to get bigger with Conte, I believe. I think what needs to happen, if you Arsenal are going to go back and get back to the good old days, there needs to be a reality check. You need to say to yourselves, are we happy with just finishing outside the top 4? Because if you're not finishing in the top 4, if you're part of the big 6, the so-called big 6, if you're not in the top 4, it's not good enough. That's the first thing. Second of all, so that, for me, that is the main thing. And then the types of manager that you're attracting. I think for me, Arteta at your club is the wrong move. You need someone like Ancelotti. And I think sometimes we've got to just put some respect on the Premier League. Imagine Ancelotti was the manager of Everton. What are we doing allowing Ancelotti to go from Everton to Real Madrid and do the madness he did this year? And I think if Arsenal are to be ambitious, you need to be looking at managers of that pedigree. And if you're not looking at managers of that, I mean, because like I said, I keep talking about a wing and a prayer. And I think for me, the difference between Tottenham and Arsenal is you don't need to experiment. You've got the money, you've got the fan base. Go out, get a proper manager in, because Nketiah being your main striker at the end of the season, that was a bit of a joke thing. I'm not going to lie. Nketiah, do you know what I mean? No, on a personal level, Nketiah, that's my brother. On a footballing level, it's just not the one if you're in a top 6 team. Looking at your defense, Cedric the Entertainer, we knew he was going to do dancing on ice. You know them ones, come dance with me. And we saw it at the Lane. And then Ben White, I mean, I laughed when you lot spent 50 mil on him because I thought only Arsenal would do something so stupid. You know what I mean? We would never spend 50 mil on Ben White and then pretend that he's good, you know, because I'm hearing Arsenal fans.
How much did you pay for Ramiro? Look at the levels. How much did you pay for Ramiro? And he's a proper centre back.
We will pay 45 mil, and we only paid. By the way, we only got him on loan, so we ain't paid a penny for him. And that guy is a beast, the best defender in the Italian league. Messi, put some respect on his name. Romero is like for me, he's going to be up there with Van Dijk. He is a monster. You get what I'm saying? And I had Arsenal fans trying to argue with me and tell me that Ben White had the edge over Romero. Now that for me sounds like somebody is hallucinating. They've got mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? Because how you are able to work that out is a madness. And then that midfield, like I've told you before, when you've got Xhaka, El Nene, I mean, the only person who I rate, but he's injury prone, is Partey. I think when Partey plays, he's like 2 midfielders. But he's just one player. So for me, Arsenal, you need a revamp. And for me as a Spurs fan, I can't believe I'm going to say this live on stream, but I am scared for Arsenal's future because it would be pretty boring if Arsenal ain't good. If you're not good enough to, you know, what made it exciting, the North London derby is you guys used to be better than Spurs and we used to have this desire to want to get one over are rivals that are better than us. But right now, it's looking like we're more concerned about West Ham.
Dej, can I ask you, right?
Yeah.
So this
Forward
North
looks
London
rattled.
derby, the one that was just, that you just absolutely rinsed in. Where do you think the blame should lie on that? Do you think it was the Arsenal players, or do you think it was the manager that cost us the game, or what? Because we was in a strong position before that game.
Against Spurs.
Yeah.
It was Arteta. I mean, I will tell you now. I said on a stream before, and I keep going before because I like to say this. I said that you guys are going to go gun ho. You're going to come at Spurs. You're going to attack Spurs. You're not going to sit back. You've only got one way of playing. And for me, on a game like that, you needed to have a game plan. You needed to have a strategy. What he told the players was, he told Holding to go hard on Son, and he took it literally. You know what I'm saying? He took it literally. Really, what you should be doing is going to Spurs and doing the opposite. We know that Spurs can't break down a low block, but any team that come at Spurs, we love that. That's what we did at City. That's what we did at Liverpool. So the dumbest thing to do, you should have looked at the Burnley game and sat back and said, you know what? A draw is good enough. A draw is fine at the lane. Let's just come out with a draw. Then I think you would have actually done it. I think you would have done it and maybe pipped us. But to think you're going to take on Son, Kane, Kulusevski, with who?
That's interesting because I didn't even have to prompt you on that one. But that's three people now. Yeah, Prince, Fuad. That's three people now that said that this manager cost us top four. Yeah?
Well,
and you still back this guy?
Nah, but the players got to take responsibility, bro. You can't always blame the manager. Do you know what I mean? You can't always blame the manager. The players got to take responsibility.
So, Fuad. So, what was the reason? What was the reason that we lost that North London derby and the Newcastle game? Then, if it wasn't the manager, what was the reason that we lost out on top four when we was in a strong position?
The players bottled it. As soon as Holding went off, that's it. They're not in the fight for.
Right. Okay. So you're telling me that you don't think
the manager?
Hang on. You're telling me
it's 3 games of the season. All right.
He's rattled. Look at me. He's rattled. Oh, he's so rattled.
Wait. No. I'm going to say this Tottenham fan now. There's 38 games of the season. All right. From the first game to the last game, would you blame Conte for every game of the season if he loses? Be honest.
Do you know what? I think
No, be honest.
Not every game.
No manager.
Not every game, but there were some games.
These guys blame Arteta for every game.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't. I'm talking. Right. Okay. If that's the case, then Fuad,
the players bottled it.
Hang on. If that's the case, then why would we have been there, sat there praising Arteta for getting us in the top four race in the first place? Why would we have sat there thinking, yeah, we got top four in the bag if we're constantly criticising this manager? What I'm asking you is what cost us top four in the end? You telling me now, hang on, are you telling me now that you don't think Mikel Arteta set up wrong for that game against Spurs?
When Mikel Arteta come out at the press conference and they asked him about January, and he said Arsenal had no resources. What did that mean? He had no money to give him.
So now it's the Kroenke's fault.
No, I'm not saying it's the Kroenke. As an Arsenal manager, he's come up and told you. They asked him the question. They put the question in black and white. He said, "Why didn't you spend the January?" His reply was in the press conference, and all you asked the whole fans didn't understand it. They didn't give me no resources. That means they give me no lag, no money, no flus.
So walk away.
So what you're telling me is the players that, because you're trying to. But one thing, Fuad, you're saying is it's the players. The players let him down. Yeah. So why are you telling us that we should trust this? Hold on. Let me land. Why are you trying to shove it down our throats that we should be trusting this process when you're telling me the players that he's bringing in haven't got the bottle to even get into top four, let alone win the league, get into top four? So you're telling me the Project Youth players aren't actually good enough because they're bottle jobs. So why is this manager?
No, because this manager, all right, is learning on the job, all right. You got to understand that. I didn't even come out and say at the end of the season we lacked experience. Do you know what I mean? Arteta ever bought only maybe Martin Odegaard's the only out player he's ever bought signed. No, he's going to go out there and buy his out players, and then let's see what it is, because no one is expecting. Like even the Tottenham fan there, he even said, I wasn't expecting Arsenal to finish 5th.
No, I wasn't. No.
You gotta take a reality. You gotta point there. I know you talk about Arteta, but Brendan, you can waste all your energy like some guy who's an Arteta out fan, and he said exactly like what I tell the Arteta out fans. But he's Arteta out himself. He said you're wasting energy on Arteta and out. He just signed a 3-year contract.
Yeah, but right, okay. So you're saying I should sit here? Hang on. You're saying I should sit here then for the next 3 years and just accept this bollocks that is going on at the football club? When, hang on, other fans like myself, like Northside, have the ambition of we want to win major honours. When we knocked down that stadium, Highbury, 18 years ago, we was promised to be the best or compete and to be the best. Since then, we have done nothing but fall further and further and further down the pecking order. So far down the pecking order that our irrelevant neighbours, Tottenham, our irrelevant neighbours have now overtaken us. How can we continue to accept this bollocks? How much longer are you going to continue to accept it?
And can I add that we're feeling sorry for you? Because let's be real.
How can you say
I agree with you, Fuad. I think it's on one hand, let's be real, with the team that he's got, that team overachieved. So you got to look at it with two lenses. Arteta and that team did well to finish 5th. Let's be real. You did well to finish 5th. But on the other hand, given the club, Arsenal, is that good enough? And I would argue as a Spurs fan, no. Look, I'm telling you now, live and direct, I'm more concerned about West Ham. They're the ones who get on my nerves. They're the ones pissing me off. We're not concerned about Arsenal anymore. And you having Arteta for the next 3 years is music to our ears. Music to our ears, because we know for the next 3 years, we ain't got to worry about Arsenal. So for me, next season, when the fixtures come out in July, the first game I'm going to be looking for is the Chelsea game and the West Ham game. I don't even need to look at the Arsenal game because we know what we're going to get. You guys are not going to get the players. Let's just keep it real. You're not going to get the players. You're not the same Arsenal. And you can tell the quality of a team by the quality of their manager.
Just
Arteta is not in the top 5. Look, the Premier League is the best league in the world. If you're in the top 4 or you're part of the big 6, your manager needs to be in the top 10 in world football. And I think we can safely say that Arteta ain't in the top 10. That's a fact.
Just to move it away from Arsenal a little bit, bring in Spurs a bit more. Obviously, Antonio Conte, top-class manager. We already know that. But he does have a short lifespan, a team. You know, he tends to have 2 or 3 year contract, and then he's out, he's done. So what is the plan for Tottenham next season? What is the ambition?
Yeah, so first and foremost, True Gunner, good question. I think, what I try to do is I try and get away from that Twitter talk and the back page of the Sun and the Mirror. You know what I'm saying? Conte was very simple and direct. Give me what I want and I will give you what you want. When he was at Inter Milan, he won the Scudetto. He wanted some resources to buy players, and then Inter Milan turned around and said to him, we ain't got no peas, bruv. And so he said, I'm out. Right now, Tottenham are doing what they need to do. We're backing our manager. We got 150 mil war chest. And what he's doing is he's already broken our transfer strategy. Tottenham go for young players with potential. Mate, we've just bloody signed Ivan Perisic at bloody 33. And dare I say it, what a signing. Because at 33, if he does a job for one bloody season, do I care? No, I don't. All right? I do not give a damn as long as we win our game. So for me...
Willian 2.0.
That's it, mate.
No youth project now? No youth project?
Nah, man, suck the youth project, bruv. Even suck the academy. All I give a damn. We need results. you know there was. We need results, and Conte's here to give us results. He ain't playing no game. So look, I think Conte is genuinely enjoying himself. He achieved a miracle with that squad. The players have responded to him. And I think I'm going to go as far as say he's going to go one better than Poch. We're going to win something on the Conte. And dare I say it, this season was a top 2 race. I know it's premature, but I think the next season is going to be a top 3 race. I see Tottenham battling. I don't see us getting it over the line, but I see us catching up with the top 2, definitely. With what I've seen from this, if we back him the way that we're about to back him this summer, then I'm just going to say to all other fans, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid for what Conte is going to do. So, look, I think the future's bright. I'm not believing any of that hype shit. I think Conte is enjoying the project. Obviously, he's like a Pep. He's used to having 400, 500 million at his disposal to buy who he wants. He's going to work within a budget, but within a reasonable budget. They were quite clever with the 2 lads they got in Jan. On, dare I say, a loan. We didn't buy any of them. Do you know what I'm saying? And now we're starting to buy. So, yeah, look, I can see Conte staying around. As long as he's winning, the team's winning and the team's producing, why would he leave? And the other question is, if he was to leave Spurs, where's he going to go? What, PSG? Come on, that league is a joke team. So, for me, Tottenham is the biggest available team he could be in right now.
Does it not worry you?
Absolute facts. I just want to say something real quick. Yeah, we've got, I can see about 64 people live. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button right now. Also, go support my guy's channel. DG, plug your channel, bro. Just speaking absolute facts. Please, plug your channel, bro. You'll
find me Paxton Road TV representing each and every week, giving it the lowdown Spurs, and also giving you pre-match predictions. I was the only one to predict Arsenal's 3 defeats in a row. Look, I didn't get any joy doing that, but I like to look at the team and spit facts. And also, you can catch me on One Touch TV every Monday. We talk about the top 4 race, but this coming season, we're going to be talking about our prediction on who's going to be the top 6 and why there's going to be a new move, a new top 6 in the Premier League for the new season. So watch out for that coming up from next week.
Go and support my guy's channel. Really, listen, it's a pleasure to have you on the channel. Sorry, Brendan. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
You're all right. It's all good. Does it not worry you though that when Conte inevitably does leave Spurs, that you're going to just be left with bare OAPs and 30-year-olds and stuff like that? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know what? To be fair, I even though I said I don't really care about buying, the thing is the recent players that we've bought are all quite young. So you're looking at Sessegnon is 21, Kulusevski is 21, Bentancur is 24, Romero's 23. That's arguably, going to be Tottenham's spine moving forward. And we're looking at. But I think what Conte is doing is, if you want to win Champions League, you need to be able to mix old with new. You're not going to win anything with just young players. Arteta showed us that this season. As good as those 3 are, you needed some experience, good players, winners, a Perisic type. Them ones who've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. It ain't a big deal for them to get it over the line. So look, I think for now, the Spurs faithful are crying out for this trophy, whether it be the League Cup, FA Cup. Conte, satisfy the appetite, fill us up with them trophies real quick, and then we go again and build. But for me, what's more important is he's putting our name out there. Tottenham now is an attractive team to go to. We can call on the big dogs and say, come to Spurs. The only thing letting us down is our wage structure. Do you know what I'm saying? But given that, we've got the best stadium in world football, one of the best managers in world football, the best training facilities in world football. Bloody hell, I mean, the Brazilian team train at Spurs whenever they're in Europe. Bloody hell, the only thing missing is the boys doing it on the pitch. So look, the future's bright for Spurs. I can't lie to you. The future's really bright.
Fuad looks broken. DG, you have come here in one stream. You have broken Fuad. Look at him. All that chest, that little pigeon chest, bruv. That pigeon chest from Cardiff, yeah? He is broken, bruv. You got no smoke now. Now you're over here, ain't chatting, ain't saying nothing to DG, blood. You get me? DG, what players do you think you
why
guys
do
are going
I
to get
stop,
this
bro?
transfer window and in what position?
Bro, with all due
Bro,
respect, bro,
you're silent, bro. The amount of bukkadi I
Okay,
had
so
to hear
that's
from
fine.
you this season, bro.
There's no argument with him. We've been terrible for 6 years, all right? We've got 3 FA Cups. Jimmy, we've been more, we've been trophies, bro. Arteta won the FA
Okay.
Cup. Let's hope that Arteta, your manager, have won you the FA Cup. You've only finished with us. We still got silverware under Arteta. He can't say nothing to me. But he's a realist. He said we're going to go for the League Cup and the FA Cup. Something that Arteta's won. He's a realist. He knows that.
Okay, cool. So if that's what it's all about, if that's what it's all about, if that is what it's all about to be an Arsenal manager, why were you one of the few people that wanted Wenger out? Even a washed up Wenger, won an FA Cup. So we got rid of Wenger because we got rid of Wenger because top 5 and top 4 ain't good enough. We want to compete. But now you're justifying keeping this manager. We got rid of Unai Emery. Unai Emery didn't have a quarter of a bill spent. Unai Emery didn't have a quarter of a bill spent. He got 5th, and you wanted him sacked. This manager spent 250 mil, takes us back to 8th and 8th. Now he comes back up to 5th, and now give him an extension. You're in the mud, fam. Yeah, don't come with your pukadia, yeah. Just because I'm on holiday, I still got smoke for your ass. You get me? I still got smoke for you, bruv. Don't chat to me, Sofilo da puta. Are you mad, bruv? Are you mad? Take that cap off, bruv, because the hairline's going even further back, blood. Going even further back. Are you mad, bruv? Your hairline's back here with me in Valencia. Your hairline is with me in Valencia, bruv. It's with me in Valencia.
Do you know these guys? You know these Arteta.
Don't sit here now trying to suck off DG, blood, because you were sucking off this manager, bruv. Are you mad, bruv? You know what I'm saying? Take that stupid cap off, blood. Look at it.
3 years. Yes.
Looking like
years of Northside
trying to be trying to be a Middle Eastern 50 Cent, bruv. Trying to be a Middle Eastern 50 Cent, bruv. Let it go, blood. Let it go, fam.
Thank you, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for Arteta.
I'm not a prick,
3
bruv.
years. Yes.
Huh?
Brandon. Arteta,
yeah. What happened to...
And everyone else is going to be hurting. Yes, I'm winning. Arteta signed the 3-year contract. Yes,
if DG's on it, I want it. If DG's on it, if DG's on it, yeah, I want DG to become a regular, bruv. I want his subs to go up. This guy talks absolute sense, bro. Absolute facts. And he's broken you forward. He has broken you, blood. He has broken you because you was talking Bugatti and Merva the whole flipping year, yeah? It's all documented. Do you know the one thing I love about YouTube? It's documented. It's documented, bruv. You know what I'm saying? The Middle Eastern 50 Cent, blood. You're looking more like Ja Rule, fam. You're looking more like Ja Rule.
Because even Nottingham Forest got something to say with him. Even Nottingham Forest can argue with him. If I'm gonna have a debate with him, there's no point in me debating because he needs to go and find the Burnley fan because they only got two new titles. Do you hear me? That's what we want to do. No, I'm not going to know
Ya te for la merda.
My beef is with you. You buffoon. My beef, he's just thinking his opinion about his team. He was talking about Tottenham because Brandon said
Forward, because you're Mystic Meg. No, you're Mystic Meg, yeah? Forward. Exactly. Forward. Listen to me, you Middle Eastern Ja Rule, yeah? Listen to me, bro, yeah? Let me tell you this, yeah? All your predictions came wrong, yeah? Tell me your predictions for the transfer window for Arsenal, then. Go on.
No, come in.
I'll let you die on that sword as well, Sofilo da merda. Go on, tell me that now, bro.
Do you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not at the board. I don't know what goes through their heads. I'm not.
No, who are we buying? Well, you told me we're buying world-class players. You told me we're buying world-class players.
We're going to get Jesus. Hopefully, we're going to get Jesus.
Oh, we're going to get Jesus, yeah?
Well, he's a good player. He's not shit. Jamie.
No, you said world-class.
Well, Jesus said it. But we're not in the Champions League. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying about you lot.
Bro, you're the Middle Eastern Rick Ross. I got the paperwork on you, bruv. You're not the truth.
Do you know what? I watched you on the Chelsea fan. You and that fucking buffoon sucking up them Chelsea fans. You guys say, we'll never... Bro, if we don't... I told you bare times. If we don't get Champions League football...
Look how rattled this guy is. Look how rattled he is.
With them Chelsea fans, we're Arsenal FC. We're going to attract them. Yeah, by paying extra. So why are you mourning for, you hypocrites? Why are you mourning for then? Go backtrack on your words. That's what you also
told us.
Listen,
if we didn't get
I am winning. Arteta's staying. You guys are losing. You guys are going to meltdown next summer. I'm going to sit down with my manager, and I know he's going to do well. When you guys are meltdown, you guys are all going to be trying each other's shoulders, going crazy, going ballistic.
What's your definition? What's your definition of doing well?
Arsenal top again. Then you won't put on the end of the season. Come on.
What's your definition? What's your definition? What is forward? Bruv, don't make me have to meet you. What is your definition of doing well? Because you're telling me that we should give him a 3-year contract for getting fifth.
I'm a realist. I see my club how it is. You guys live in 2004.
DG, you see the crap we have to put up with, me and Brandon. You see
No,
the
but it's
idea
true,
we have to
though.
put
I'm
up
a
with, bro.
realist. I see you
This
guys.
club is infected. This club is infected. This club is infected with people at
It took
forward.
you guys
Infected with
17
people at
years to
forward.
realize we were shit. That's the difference between me
No.
and you.
Tell me the world class players we're signing, bro.
No, answer
You're
my
Mystic
question.
Meg.
Where have you been for 17 years then? It took me, it didn't take me 17 years to realize we were shit. It took you guys that. You guys who shop on TV, who goes on every time. This club, this
I
club.
haven't even had a channel for 17 years. What are you talking about? I've just about had a channel for 1 year. What are you talking about?
For me, from an outsider, you know, coming in on the show, it's clear. I think, you know, I think the reality is that where Arsenal are in world football, where you're kind of placed, it's not a good spot, but I think it's a spot that you guys have to kind of appreciate, that Arsenal aren't the same Arsenal of back in the day. You're in the league of the Aston Villas of this world.
Yeah, but Fuad, come on, man. You're telling us.
No, but it's the truth, though, bro. He's telling the truth.
So what? You're telling us to sit here, yeah, and just go, do you know what? It doesn't matter. We're shit. We don't want to improve. We don't want to improve. We'll stick with Mikel Arteta. We don't want to improve. We don't want to sign decent players. We just want to carry on being shit.
But no, it ain't even that. For the whole season, all right? For the whole season, or for the last 2 years, everyone just be blaming Arteta. Every platform
shit.
It's so but it's so easy to blame him. It's so easy to blame him. Do you know what I mean? You guys don't realize we've been shit since 2008.
No, so if you have a restaurant, if you have a restaurant and the manager's failing, who do you blame? Do you say, it's easy to blame the manager, or do you blame the manager?
Can I just say, I can't believe I'm saying this because I feel like I'm giving away trade secrets and Arteta and co. Look, the issue starts from the very top. I think the issue starts with the way the club's being run. Because like I said, I keep saying it, you guys, there is no excuse for some of the decisions that you guys are making. You've got the money, you've got the fan base, you guys sell out every home game. So why aren't you paying we're paying Conte 20 mil a year salary. Why haven't you broken the bank, offered 25 mil, 30 mil? Why aren't you going for Ancelotti? Why aren't you going for these top managers? So for me, it starts from the top. Arteta can only do what he can do. It's not his fault that he's got a job. It's like trying to blame a tube driver on the Jubilee line. Why are they getting paid more? Why are they getting 60 grand? No, you should be more pissed at your employer for paying you shit. Don't be worried about.
This is the problem. This is the problem, though, right? Yeah, I 100% I agree with you. It's from where you know the way we're run from the top, but they're only throwing out the dross that the fans are accepting. This is the thing. The fans need to grow a pair and go after the people at the top of the football club. Every single time that we arrange a protest against the owners or something that might make our voices heard as a fan base, we sign a player. Like, for example, we signed Martin Odegaard and Ramsdale when we planned a protest against Stan Kroenke at the Chelsea game. All of a sudden, you've gone from a 30,000 fan protest to 8 fans are going to turn up. And then when everything goes wrong at the end of the season, they all sit there and blame the Kroenkes. The moment that Arteta starts winning games and Arsenal start winning games, Arteta, stick it all over my face. Load of bollocks. It's a load of bollocks.
I got a question because Go on, DG.
The problem is, Arsenal, you've got a strong fan base, in it. Is it like 10 years waiting list to get it? So the Kroenkes are banking on the fact that even if you do a foot protest, they've got other people waiting in the wings on the kind of standby list who are going to occupy that season ticket place. And so they can kind of get away with it. But you're right, you guys have to kind of vote with your feet. The truth of the matter is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the quality of the manager that you have isn't good enough. The quality of your squad isn't good enough. And the way the club's being run isn't good enough.
And the quality of the fan base ain't good enough.
Those 3 things, you guys as Arsenal fans are going to keep going around in circles, arguing. AFTV are going to keep having kittens. You know, my man Robbie's getting slaughtered by expressions right about now. But really, you're fighting a battle that you can never win. You're going into battle with no tools. The fact of the matter is that team is not good enough to be where they are. Arteta did a great job to finish in 5th. And what you guys as Arsenal fans have to decide now moving forward is, are we just all right? Are we just all right? Because if you carry on the way that you guys carry on, I could see what happened to Everton happening to you guys, you know. Everton, ever presence, almost got relegated. In 2 or 3 years' time, if you guys haven't made a drastic move and drastic change with your club, you guys could be on the brink of relegation. Real talk.
The thing is
team is garbage.
The thing is,
Arsenal team is whack.
I get what you're saying, but I also think as well that you don't need to have great owners in order to do great things. Liverpool don't have great owners. There's 3 things for me that need to change at Arsenal. The manager being one, and the recruitment policy being the other main one as well. Because I look at like Liverpool, for example. They haven't got great owners, but they've got a world-class manager. They've got world-class recruitment system, and they've got world-class players on the pitch that reflect that. You look at Tottenham, yeah, they've got a world-class manager. Their recruitment system policy at times can be questionable, right? But they've got a couple of world-class players in Son and Harry Kane. You look at Manchester City, world-class all over, including their owners. So for me, it's not necessarily the owner that needs to be changed. It's just 3 things. You need a decent manager, world-class recruitment system, and your world-class recruitment system and manager will reflect what's happening on the pitch, because you'll end up with world-class players as well. Obviously, alongside that, you need to be able to pay the money. But nobody can sit here and say that Stan and Josh Kroenke haven't paid money for Arsenal in recent years. Mikel Arteta's had £250 million to spend. We've given the likes of Mesut Ozil £350,000 contracts. So it's not like we haven't spent the money. Whether that's come out of their pocket or not, or whether it's been generated by Arsenal Football Club, we have spent
been made
money.
available, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not...
But you can't. Okay. You said all right, but can you blame? Okay, can you, as a human being now, not as a human being, as a dream job? All right, say when you're a youngster, you all want to be Arsenal fans. You must want to be a Tottenham manager. Anyway, like any job you want. But say as a footballer and he's a manager and he's a coach and he's taking his coach's badges. Do you blame Arteta for him taking a job?
Of course not.
No,
Of course not.
Do you blame Arteta for him saying we're going to support you, we're going to back you, do what you want?
Of course
not. So
Look,
then
Brandon, answer that, and then I'm going to need to wrap up because I'm on 20%. My phone is dying quickly, and I'm not
no worries,
yard. Yeah.
No worries. Of course, you don't blame Arteta. At the end of the day, if Arsenal Football Club knock on any one of our doors and say, "Look, I'm going to give you £6.5 million, £8 million, whatever it is they pay him a year to, take over Arsenal Football Club and do what you think with the football club, and we'll back you to the hill with PR, make you look good." Do you know what I mean? We'll give you £250 million to spend. Nobody in their right mind is going to turn that down. So this is where the problem for me shifts from Arteta to the way that the football club is run. This is why now that Arteta signed his new long-term contract, I can no longer sit here and say Arteta, because for me, it's not all about Arteta, because he should never have been given the job in the first place. I completely lost faith in Arsenal Football Club the moment that they decided that they was going to employ a rookie manager after having arguably our greatest manager in our history for 22 straight years, and then they're going to go straight into a rookie manager. Because let's not forget that although Unai Emery got the job, Arteta was the favourite for the job at the time, and it's clear to see that they never even wanted Unai Emery in the first place. So the blame has to lie with the people that are running the football club. However, the real blame lies with the fan base, because the fan base lapped this up. The fan base allow the owners of the football club to do what the fuck they like, to come out in interviews and say, we took over Arsenal Football Club because, well, we're here, but not to win trophies. We're here to make money. Like, that's acceptable. Arsenal fans should be up in arms about all of this, not going, "Oh, do you know what, Stan? Yeah, do what you like, mate, and we'll just continue sitting here, accepting 5th place, 6th place, 8th place, even. Do what you like, son."
No, exactly. Listen, guys, my battery is running low. Please just keep it to a minute. I'm going to go with DG first. What do you believe? What business do you think your club's going to do in this transfer window? DG first.
Yeah, quick business. We're going to buy another centre back, another Romero. We're looking at a player called Bastoni from Inter Milan. We're going to buy. It looks like we're going to get Jed Spence over the line. That's our version of Reece James, and then we're going to get a backup striker. Christian Eriksen could also come in. I think if we do that business, then it's looking bright. Tottenham are definitely looking like a top 3 side. So that's what we're looking at.
Big up to you, man. Love for coming on. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we can get you on. Maybe we can do a show so we can get some more. Because I think it's good for some Arsenal fans to actually be watching, have it from a Spurs fan, tell them actually what you're doing. Because then you can actually start saying, hold on a minute, if they're doing this, why are we slacking? Do you know what I mean? And it's not coming from me and I don't have an agenda, X, Y, Z. Fuad, what world-class business that you promised us, what do you think Arsenal's going to do in this transfer window? What world-class players are coming to Arsenal?
You know what? I never use that dumb, promises. You act like I own the fucking club, bro. I don't own the club, bro.
You act like you're so sure. You act like you're so sure. You got your chest out saying that next season he would win the Champions League. I never forced you to say that.
Yeah, well, I said it because I wanted to. I can say what I want.
Okay,
I can say what I want.
What business do you think we're going to do, bro?
Do you know what, with Arsenal, bro? I'm just going to wait as you comes through the door. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, so sitting on the fence because you already know all your predictions.
No, he's been like that for 17 years, bro.
Okay, thank you, Fuad.
Do you watch football, bro?
Then why did you tell me that we're going to get world class? If you know it's been bad for 17 years, why did you say we're going to get world class players? Anyway, listen, we'll save it for another live we'll save it for a live when I.
Higuain, another one. So yeah, I don't know.
Rick Ross, are you finished, bruv?
No, I'm talking.
Are you finished? Right.
I'm talking facts.
Listen, look, Fuad, I'd love to debate with you, but I'm on 14% now, and I'm the only one that can end the stream. So listen. We will. Don't worry. I'll cook you another time. But DG's cooked you enough.
Cook your own fucking
True Gunners. True Gunner, bro. Brandon, what business do you think we're gonna do? Because I'll be super quick. I only think we're gonna get 2 signings in, maximum 3, and that will be it. Instead of actually getting 7 or 8 signings to actually be in the title race. What do you think we're gonna do, Brendan?
Yeah, I agree. I think even forget title race, just to get in top 4. I think we need 6 or 7 players, and we ain't getting 6 or 7 players. We always leave ourselves short. If you look at the recent history of Arsenal and transfer windows, we're always 1 or 2 players away from doing what we should be doing. So for me, I think we'll get 3 or 4 players. I think you'll probably see Tielemans because that's an easy deal to do. You'll probably see Gabriel Jesus because that's one that the fans seem to like. Aside from that, I don't know. If anything, bro, I'm on loan. I'm on loan next season to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest have gone up. They're near me. I'm going to go and support them. Fuck Arsenal.
Yeah, and when we lose to them, it'll be a free hit. We'll be a free hit because you remember when we lost to Brentford first game of the season? Before I said it was a free hit because apparently it's Brentford. So when we lose to Nottingham Forest this season, it's a free hit. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. But anyway, listen, uncomfortable football conversations. It is what it is. Listen, I want to apologize. I want to apologize once again to everyone that was tuned in, and I got the timing wrong because I'm abroad. First time using StreamYard abroad, so I apologize. Massive apology also to Brendan that was sat there for half an hour to 40 minutes when I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to be on time, and I was late by an hour. So listen, it is what it is. DG, another apologies as well. I wasn't sure if you were watching backstage, but listen, big apology. Forward and apologizing to you two. Apologize for me for the crap you said about this manager.
Shove your apology up your ass. I don't want one.
Listen, it is what it is, yeah? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But listen, DG, big up for coming on. Brandon, thank you for coming on as well. You hollered at me. You wanted to be on. Thank you so much. DG, man's going to chat to you. I'd love to be doing a show with you, man. At least if we could do a show every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And get your subs on. How many subs are you on at the moment?
I think Paxton Road, I think we definitely hit about 1,000 subscribers. One touch, I think we're 350 going on 400. So yeah, not too bad. But yeah, please like and subscribe. And for sure, I'm definitely coming back on the north side. Definitely, it's been a pleasure. And I think there's a lot that we're gonna have to unpick for the season. Happy to give a few gems and get paid really by the Arsenal board if you really want me to help out and sort out your club. Now, just kidding, but you know.
Listen, love, man. We'll definitely say up. Brandon, you already know you're always welcome on the show. Whenever. You already know, bro. And we need to sort something else as well. I think I'm going to start doing some shows. That's something I haven't really added to the channel. Shows. Most of the shows is just me cooking forward the whole season and him running off when it's time to
shut up, bro.
pay his dues. But listen, at least Robbie shows his face. Forward, you go running, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And the man, a man's turning up bare late as well. I'm calling you. You're ignoring me. Trying to get you on lives. Man's ducking me. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got the paperwork on you. That's why I call you the Middle Eastern Rick Ross. Listen, you know what I'm saying? It's what it is.
It's called pre-season. It's pre-season for us. It's called having a break from football. Cleanse yourself.
Having a break. Okay.
Jamie, you just sit there.
Having a break from talking bollocks.
Get a
That's
life.
what it is.
It is what it is, Forward. Listen, people, make sure you go and support my boy, both of them, True Gunners TV. Go subscribe to that. Also, DG's GG Sports' channels as well. Go and support that. Go and support Forward as well. On his channel, he talks about boxing. Maybe he has a bit more knowledge about boxing than football. It is what it is, bro. Like, we're off, we're out.